Greetings, citizens. Justiguy has arrived. And this is Higurashi When They Cry. How you doing? I hope you're all doing well. I really hope my microphone has been working. If it hasn't been, then that'll be pretty stupid. I'm gonna assume it has been. This is my special today only bad luck form. And it's going to be what I'm going to be using for this stream. Because, you know, Friday the 13th, hopefully, will give us good luck. So, we were at the end of Chapter 6. We are going to go save Satoko now, hopefully. We'll see. We'll find out. Let's just jump into it, shall we? Hey! It was a week ago we did this. Cool. Continue. That almost sounded like fishy aroma. If you've played Minagoroshi... Oh, listen to this! Sorry for interrupting your lunch, but can I have your attention, please? Also, I have a new face. It's not much of a new face, but it's one I've sorely needed. A fuck yeah kind of face. Check it out. My classmates looked at me with surprise. Nani? I stood at the front of the room and banged on the blackboard. I needed to get their attention. You can listen while you eat. I want to talk about our classmate, Hojo Satoko. Everyone went quiet as soon as I brought up her name. They all knew how bad of a situation Satoko was in. Remembering what happened to her last year, they understood how critical it was that she get help as soon as possible. Everyone was thinking they wanted to save Satoko if they could. But how can they? Let's see what Keiichi has to say. But they hadn't done anything because they didn't know what they alone could do. I don't think there's a need for me to explain what's going on with her. Could we turn up the music a little bit? Let's turn up the music a little tiny bit. There. This is a good track. I don't think there's a... Oh, let me swallow. I don't think there's a need for me to explain what's going on with her. No. As you all know, Satoko's been absent for 3 days in a row. It's been 3 days since she got kidnapped by her uncle. He called the school and told them she still has a cold. But I don't believe that. She hasn't even visited the clinic in these past 3 days. My classmates, think about this logically for a moment. If she's really that sick, why would he not take her to the clinic for 3 whole days? Hard to believe that she's been sick for that long, yeah. Indeed! She might have the flu. The flu? Ha! But if that's the case, she should be seeing a doctor. Indeed. The whole class agreed that it was a bit strange. Everyone had been thinking the same thing inside their hearts. However, no one had really come forward and talked about it. This was a good start, yes. Just think about it. Satoko is the healthiest girl in this... That is demonstrably false, but all right, I'll roll with you, Keiichi. Satoko is the healthiest girl in this village. She won't even get sick after eating food that's past the expiration. Is this true? Well, I'm pretty sure she's the kind of girl that it won't do that, but okay. But now she somehow got sick all of a sudden and missed school for 3 days? That's hard to believe, isn't it? The answer is simple. Her uncle is forcing her to stay at home. We've reported this case to the Child Consultation Center. However, they're putting it on hold. We went there, but they told us all they told us was that they can't talk about it due to privacy reasons. What do you guys think about all this? You, how about you in the back, and you there in the front? I think it's wrong. We all know how her aunt and uncle were treating her last year. Besides, Satoko-chan was living happily with Ika-chan. It's wrong for him to force her to move out of there and keep her away from us. The sight of Rena letting her emotions speak for her when she was normally so quiet demonstrated most of all just how dire the situation was. Rena brought an intensity to this that I couldn't, since I often yelled and shouted about things. Are we just going to leave things as they are? Satoko is our friend. She's our classmate. We've spent time together in this small classroom, and we're like family to each other. We've learned together, we played together, we ate together, and we fought each other at times. We've spent so much time together that our relationship is as tight as a family's. Should we neglect someone who's that precious to us? Well, if your name is Rika, the answer to that might surprise you, but raise your hand if you want to neglect her. Whoa! I wasn't expecting that. I'm sure none of you want to do that. No way. We must help. Oops, wrong button. We must help Satoko. Oh, wait. Mutter, 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 mutter. The class was filled with commotion, which is exactly what I was looking for. The louder I talked, the louder my classmates got. They were getting all fired up. The more I let my true colors show, the greater everyone's emotions became as well. Our club is already making its move. We're trying to figure out how we can save her. Did you know that, Tomita-kun? No, that I did not. Let me tell you what our plan is. Don't worry, it's not something illegal. We're trying to fight, but without breaking the rules. In truth, nothing is more effective in society than taking an orthodox stand. Are you sure about that, Kei-chan? Alright. Playing underhanded and striking by surprise may seem more effective, but that's as insignificant as a jack-in-the-box. A real orthodox attack can punch through anything. Yeah, I've heard that even in karate, a straightforward punch can deliver the greatest impact. When you think about the physics a bit, it's only natural a straightforward, simple, head-on strike would hold the most power. We're already doing the right thing by saving Satoko. Therefore, there's no need for us to do anything underhanded to accomplish that. We need to fight openly. So, who are we fighting against? That's a good question, Okamura-kun. This is a fight, true. However, we're not going to be violent with anyone. We're following the rules. This is the honest way to conduct a battle. Before we go any further, let me get back to just how we're going to save Satoko. This is the current situation. Satoko is there. Her uncle is locking her up inside the house. Apparently, she had no obvious injuries as of yesterday, but we don't know for sure if she hasn't gotten hurt since then. Besides, preventing her from going to school is already child abuse. Check this out. This is a brochure that Mion brought from the Child Consultation Center. It's written clearly in here. Keeping a child away from school is abuse. On top of that, her uncle left Satoko on her own for a year. That's considered neglect. Neglect also counts as abuse. Should I have put up like a trigger warning? I think it might be too late for that. Trigger warning. This is gonna be some heavy shit today, guys. So, yeah. Warning. Please tread carefully. Where was I? However, the Child Consultation Center didn't even take that into consideration. They ignored the fact that he neglected her for 1 year, and they believe that she hasn't come to school because she's sick. They concluded that Satoko was not being abused because she had no obvious injuries at that point. What do all of you think? Mayabara-san, this is a blatant case of child abuse. Just because she doesn't have any injuries doesn't prove that she's not getting abused. I agree with him. How come they can't see it? It's so obvious. From what Mion's heard from inside their offices, 2 or 3 days isn't enough to determine if abuse is taking place or not. Apparently, they can only recognize it as abuse after it is continued over several months or several years, which is kind of fucked up. She says they have to evaluate the situation very carefully. So, what do you all think about that? Do you think keeping Satoko in that house for several months is a good idea? No way! Exactly, absolutely no way. The Child Consultation Center has no idea how much danger Satoko is facing right now. They don't know how terrible it was for her last year. That's why they're just putting her case on hold. What would you do, Tomita-kun? Sir! I think the issue here is that the Child Consultation Center isn't grasping the urgency of her situation. I think someone needs to go there and explain to them how serious it is. Right. It might be routine for them to wait and see what happens. But in Satoko-chan's case, that's not applicable. Her uncle was abusing her last year too. He was taking out his stress on her. After the death of her aunt, he left Satoko-chan all alone and disappeared somewhere for an entire year. You know what? We even have information that he disappeared because he tried to move in with his lover in Okinomiya. What was Satoko doing while he left her? She was fortunate because Rika-chan offered her a place to stay. But what if Rika-chan wasn't there for her? She'd have had no choice but to try and survive on her own. Furthermore, we also know that he came back to Hinamizawa because his lover disappeared somewhere. In other words, she dumped him. He had no choice but to come back to Hinamizawa, and he forced Satoko to live with him again. Her neighbors have seen her doing the laundry too. The reason he took Satoko with him is clear. He took her so she could work as his slave. How could anyone do something like that? Is there anyone in this classroom that would call such a rotten person a parent after he spent a full year playing around with his mistress only to come waltzing back and throwing his weight around? No way! Right, he's not her guardian, but the Child Consultation Center still calls him that. They claim that they'd have to go through family court in order to take away his parental rights. Who has the right to decide whether he's good enough to be Satoko's guardian? It shouldn't be the court. It should be decided based on common sense. I can say this clearly, he is not Satoko's guardian. We need to make that clear to the Child Consultation Center. The Child Consultation Center is the only organization that can help Satoko before she's physically abused. The police won't move unless it develops into a crime case, a criminal case. But do you think that we're going to wait until Satoko becomes a victim? We can't just sit around until that happens. That's why we're going to make our move now. We hit the Okinomiya Child Consultation Center yesterday. This is what they wrote down after we did. 5 classmates of Sahojo Satoko made a visitation to request her protection. Do you know what that means? 5 classmates are not enough. We need your help. We need all of you. This is your chance to do something meaningful in your life. If you don't help us, you're not our friends. All you have to do is support me. I will do all of the talking and our club members are going to do all the fighting. We just want you guys to support us. If that's not enough, feel free to join the fight. Let them know the spirit of the Hinamizawa branch school. Mayabara-kun, what is going on? Chie-sensei looked into the classroom, the commotion having attracted her attention. As soon as she tried to step inside the class, someone behind her stopped her. Principal! Miss Chie, I would like to have some tea. Would you make me a cup, please? It was a clear display of his intent not to disrupt Keiichi's speech. Are you sure? There are lots of young children in the class. If they all go to the Child Consultation Center, how can we explain it to their parents? Chie. Furure-san, what is going on here? Everyone is trying so hard for Satoko's sake. I can't do anything. So I need their help. But I can at least try to stop you from stopping them. Chie had never seen Nika staring at her with an expression like that. She was surprised to see Nika looking so determined. Why would you want to stop them? Principal, this is splendid, isn't it? They should do what they can. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. The principal pounded his own chest. Chie-sensei couldn't object any longer. I understand. Please make sure that no one gets hurt. You all must follow the rules and mind your manners. You have to promise me that. Thank you very much. I'm proud of you, Miss Chie. But my students are teaching me many lessons. Yes, I've made my decision. My students are like my own children. And what mother wouldn't protect her own children? All right, head back out as soon as you get home today and meet us at the Okinomiya Library. The Child Consultation Center is on the first floor. Yeah! Wait! Chie-sensei! Sensei, are you going to stop us? Certainly not. I truly understand your passion. I'm going to support you as long as you follow the rules. Yeah! I'm coming with you to make sure you behave yourselves. Is that okay? Yeah! Alright, alright. Here we go, We're all getting fired up. We headed for the library as soon as we got back home from school. That's a line. I'd expected that few kids wouldn't show up, but surprisingly, everyone came along. I could tell just how driven they were. It was also encouraging to have Chie-sensei there with us. She was the one who drove us. That's how we were driven. I had to admit I had been feeling a little guilty for dragging everyone to the consultation center. But As long as Chie-sensei was with us, I didn't need to feel that guilt because I'm a child and she's an adult, so she could feel it. What was that line? Mayabara-san, please come to the counter. Hello, I'm Mayabara. How can we help you today? As I wrote on the registration form, we came to tell you about the danger Hojo Satoko is in. How many of you are here today? And how are you all related to her? We're Hojo Satoko's classmates and her teacher. There are 27 of us. Well, our consultation room is not very large. Can we ask just a few people to come inside as representatives? And should you prepare a bigger room, like a meeting room? I believe you should be arranging a room for us, not asking us to adjust to yours. Please just give us a moment. The receptionist seemed troubled. Fuck them. She told us to head back to our seat and started to make a phone call to someone. Good job, Rena-san. I consider myself a pro, and even I thought that threat was perfectly timed. Oh, are you trying to compliment me? Rena is good at reading other people's minds. What? Sometimes she can use that talent against the enemy to intimidate them. A strange atmosphere permeated the office. It must have been the first time a whole class had visited on the behalf of one child. It was as though we were here for a school trip. Well, hello, I'm Hariyama. The beginning of this song absolutely sounds like Fishy Aroma. I don't think it keeps sounding like it, but the beginning absolutely starts up like Fishy Aroma. Sorry, I'm like really distracted by the song now. No, I don't think it continues into it. Anyway, I'm Hanayama des. I'm the manager of this center. Please take a seat. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry for bringing the whole class to your office, but you're being really shitty about this, so you left us no choice. I'm Chie from the Hinamizawa branch school. We're here to talk with you today. They were treating us so differently now that we had 5 times as many kids, plus 1 adult. Instead of that small consultation room, they took us to a big meeting hall. On top of that, the manager was there alongside the lady from yesterday. I will let Mayabara-kun do the talking. Chie-sensei sat down at the far end of the table. She was just here to look after us. Besides, like I'd said, we were the ones who were going to fight. It was fine if Chie-sensei just stayed there and watched us quietly. I'm Mayabara Keiichi. Nice to meet you. Well, I've heard that yesterday you visited us with 5 of your friends to present your valuable thoughts to us on Hojo Satoko's case. San's case. Are you here on a different matter today? I hadn't expected that they would start the conversation. What were they thinking? I don't like how ambiguous this feels. It feels like they're debating how to move, unsure if the fault lies with us or not. Kei-chan, you should clearly tell them why we came here and let them know that they're in the wrong. My friends were analyzing the situation behind me. It feels like I was having a meeting with the president of a foreign country. Actually, that wasn't far from the truth. I was sort of the prime minister. I was representing the whole class. I needed to be polite but stern. Alright, let's attack from this angle then. Kei-chan, tell them something like this. Got it? Mion gave me her attack plan. This really is how Mion operates best. If she's weak on defense, then I can bear the brunt with impudence. While Mion issues perfect orders from behind. I took my friend's analyses and advice into consideration and calmly opened my mouth. No, first let me confirm something with you. We've come here today to make sure what we came to convey yesterday was properly conveyed to you. So I apologize if these seems rude, but could you please tell us how much you grasped from our conversation yesterday? It's all right if that just means reading a meme, oops, out loud. They became quiet for a second. It might have only been a short time, but the silence felt much longer than that. I could see the manager's expression turning serious. These kids mean fucking business. He thought he was just dealing with a social studies class, but suddenly his response changed to that of one dealing with a protest group of local citizens. From my understanding, we've acknowledged that you came to appeal that Hojo Satoko-san is in an extreme situation, meriting temporary protection from our agency, and that we should expedite our response. I believe that our staff at that time explained that we are not taking her situation lightly and are currently discussing the appropriate measures. So taking into consideration the fact that Hojo Satoko was suffering abuse from her uncle at this time last year, you still believe an urgent response is unnecessary? Well, our organization has no confirmed records that Hojo Teppei-san was administering abuse at this time last year. What? What the hell were you guys doing last year? She was being abused by both her aunt and uncle. Please don't tell us that you were only aware of the abuse from her aunt. Normally, we don't talk about such private affairs, but I think under these special circumstances, I think it's acceptable to say we are aware that there was trouble between Satoko-san and her aunt Tamae-san. However, we have no record showing that her uncle was also involved in the abuse. In fact, when we interviewed her neighbors, several mentioned Tamae-san's slight hysteric tendencies, but none ever brought up the name of her uncle, Teppei-san. We believe that simply because his abuse didn't stand out under the shadow of her aunt's especially vicious nature. We do not believe that constitutes evidence that her uncle was not abusing her as well. I see, so you claim there was a likelihood that Teppei-san also inflicted abuse on the child at this time last year. The manager and the staff beside him jotted that down with a pen as if to show that that was their first time hearing this information. Fuckers. This is why we came here today. We believe the Child Consultation Center doesn't have a proper understanding of her present situation. We believe you should start to see how urgent this case is once you fully understand it. I see, we're taking that into consideration. Please allow us to do a more thorough investigation into Teppei-san. We mentioned this yesterday as well, but her uncle has abandoned his responsibilities as a guardian for over a year. We received no response on this information yesterday, but what is your organization's opinion on this matter? Of course, our office is aware that Teppei-san was absent from his residence for a year, and we have interviewed him on that matter. So what was his excuse? I mean, you can't talk about it for privacy reasons, but if it convinced all of you, it must have been justified leaving her alone for a whole year, right? If you believe living with his mistress in Okinomiya is sufficient reason for abandoning his responsibilities for a full year, then we would like to receive that in writing. No, is that what happened? He explained to us that he was forced to work away from home in order to raise Satoko-san, so this is our first time hearing that. What the hell? They just believe that crap? If it's your first time hearing that, then you should also know that Satoko has been absent from school 3 days in a row now. While he contacted the school yesterday to say that she had a cold, the only hospital in the village, the idiot clinic, has no records of her being examined. What do you believe the proper response is for a guardian who refuses to take a child to the hospital when she's been bedridden with illness for 3 days in a row? Well, we confirmed that she was absent one day, but 3 days in a row is news to us as well. However, our social worker met directly with Satoko-san and confirmed that the child in question denies the occurrence of abuse. When we asked if she wished to continue living with Teppei-san, she answered the affirmative. So there's no abuse as long as she says so. That's one of the more difficult aspects. Whether the child herself feels she is suffering abuse or not is a very important factor. It's much like the definition of bullying. While the bully may not believe they are bullying, it's bullying if the recipient believes it is. So you can't do anything unless she admits that she's being abused and seeks your help herself? No! That's not quite how it works. Our organization investigates the child's environment, and if we find any problems that might harm their lifestyle, we take appropriate action to protect them. However, we don't believe Satoko-san's case has reached that level of danger at present. No urgency at this point. That was exactly how the Child Consultation Center felt about Satoko's case. Our classmates who had been watching this discussion burst into an uproar. How can you say something like that? What makes you believe that she's not in danger? First of all, Satoko-san denies the abuse, and not only that, she has no visible injuries either. Also, she is being provided with shelter, food, and clothes. You can't say that Teppei-san is not taking responsibility as her guardian. Both of them seem to have no complaints about their current living arrangements. We believe that we do not need to further discuss Teppei-san's past, but unfortunately, we also believe that you and your friends are overreacting to this situation. Oh, no, you did not. Overreacting? Calm down, Keiichika. Let's not take it too personally. Damn it. They're treating us like this. They think that we're only acting this way based on what happened last year. I see. The consultation center was assuming that this year's cases and last year's cases were two separate issues. On top of that, Satoko was denying the abuse entirely. Teppei-san regrets the fact that he had to leave Satoko-san alone because of having to work for her sake. He promised that he would stay with her from now on and raise her lovingly. No, thank you. Bang! I heard a loud noise. Someone had just pounded the table. Everyone, including the manager, was startled. I figured it must have been Shion, but it was Elena. Well, her face had turned as furious as a demon's. It's best for a child to live with their parents. There are things you can only learn from the love of your family. We've heard that Satoko-san was living with another minor for the past year and has not been living under any adult. This could greatly harm her future as she is a sensitive, growing child. I'm sure that in your friendship with her, you all believe she may be happiness that way, but could you please give Satoko-san and Teppei-san the opportunity to restart their new life as uncle and niece and watch over them kindly? Knowing we know now, this is a really weird situation. Weren't you listening to any of the things we said? You're saying that you're not going to help her unless Satoko asks for your help? How is she supposed to seek help if she's being locked inside her house? She can't even go outside or make a phone call. How could she seek help? We came here in her stead because she can't be here herself. But you're not even willing to listen to us. That's not what we're trying to say. We will remember that over 20 of her classmates visited to talk about Satoko-san's case. We'll take what happened today in consideration when we make further decisions about her case. When are you going to make the decision? Can you guarantee us that Satoko-chan won't get hurt before that decision is made? If something happens to her, will you take responsibility? If she gets even a single bruise on her body, you're in huge trouble. Shion-san, that's enough. Please tell us when you will make that decision. That's right! How long is it going to take you? Like I said, we need to take the matter seriously and make a careful decision. In order to do so, we will continue to meet with the two of them and investigate her and her father, so that her and her father, her uncle, can have a better relationship. Please wait and see what happens for a while. We ask you to stop. Hold on, I gotta fix something. There we go, that should help. We ask you to do so for her sake. So that's your response. You're saying that it isn't urgent, even though we came here to tell you that it is. We're starting to get lost in what they were trying to say, but Greta's words made me realize everything. We came here to tell them that they need to protect her right away. But they clearly told us that they didn't see any reason to do so. We understand that there may be reason for urgency. We will take your opinion into consideration and make our decision. I hope that will satisfy you. At first glance, it sounded like they were speaking humbly, but our insistence of the urgency to Satoko's situation was spinning their wheels. What? Oh, okay. They had no intention of meeting us halfway. Right, they are officials. You can only trust unofficials. Plus, they have authority that can change the life of an individual like Satoko. Considering that, being a little overcautious and carefully deliberating matters wasn't the wrong response from them. And I would have understood that if it wasn't so personal. But in reality, Satoko had no time to spare. We could see that. Because we understood everything. Stepping back a bit, this really does sound pretty arrogant. We know from context it's not, but it is interesting. I guess I guess that is what this line is for. Also, I guess, you know, that maybe that was the point. All right, hold on. I gotta put, oh God, it's been a while. All right, hold on, everyone. I need to bust out my thing. Where is it? Where is it? All right, everybody. It's been a while since I've had to do this. Okay. As you may remember, way back in Higurashi Go, which I think aired, God, a year ago at this point, or was it Sotsu? Higurashi Go or Sotsu, there was an arc that was going basically this exact way. Back when, you know, the goal was pretending to be a remake, and then, again, spoilers, by the way, so if you're not aware, ignore this for a little bit. There's a message on screen right now, if you're only listening for whatever reason, like I'm big enough for there to be just an audio audience. Anyway, okay, so there was a sort of redo of this exact arc, this part of this arc. It was focused on the Satoko side of it, not so much the Rika and Hanyuu part from a couple chapters back. Anyway, so in the answer version of that arc, or rather I believe it was in either in Sotsu or in the very ending, the last third of Go, I don't remember which it was. We learned, it might have been the ending third of Go, actually. I don't remember for sure. Anyway, when we got Satoko's perspective, we learned, okay, I think it was Sotsu now that I'm remembering. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, we learned that Satoko was behind, rather than, we know right now, also from Minagoroshi, which was, in fact, if you're new here, the first chapter we streamed because of the Go Sotsu hype. Anyway, we learned that, yes, this is just that their reactions are justified. Teppei is a son of a bitch until he's not a son of a bitch for whatever reason Yukishi decided. I mean, whatever. Anyway. And we also know actually from, I forgot, we learned earlier in this chapter, Minagoroshi that is, that he is a fucking son of a bitch, a despicable bastard, so on and so forth. Like, he said some vile shit. Like, yuck. Anyway. Point is, meanwhile, back in Sotsu/Go, Satoko was pulling the strings and made it look like it was these events happening, but in fact, she had the police and the police. She was kind of pitting the police against the villagers and stuff, making them think that no, the villagers were the ones abusing her. And she actually, and in that arc, Teppei was going through a redemption. He was not abusing her. Blah blah blah. It's not important. The point is, rather, was the point. Like, the bigger message, I guess, is my point here, was the bigger message there that we feel, based on the knowledge we had, was there like supposed to be this kind of bigger message that we felt like totally, absolutely justified in, you know, being down with Teppei, all this other shit. But I mean, I guess I'm actually kind of stating the obvious now that I'm saying stuff like that, but like, was there something, like, was it rather, you know, going into the Satoko and stuff and Teppei and Oishi and all that, was it really meant to just kind of say, was Ryukihishi just trying to be, like, just kind of step back and say, you know, I've looked back at this whole storyline and realized this is kind of fucked up, you know? Like, was that the intent, is I guess my question. Like, was the intent to be like, you know, it's kind of fucked up that I had, like, because no offense, I love the kids here, but they are kids. It is kind of fucked up. This is a really serious topic, and it is kind of fucked up to just have a bunch of kids be able to go in and say this. And I mean, again, we know it's justified, but that arc, it turned out not to be justified, and it got all crazy and shit. So, I don't know. Anyway, kind of nostalgic having to bust this back out. Anyway, let's take it away and continue. Hey, oh yes, by the way, if you were just kind of listening and checking back in, we are back to reading proper, so, you know, good times. But in reality, Satoko had no time to spare. We could see that because we understood everything. We knew how Satoko would reject me after I rubbed her head because of the horrible abuse she got from her uncle. That nightmare will come true in just a few days. In that nightmare, I knew that I should save her, but I just wasted my time. I wasn't going to make the same mistake. I had to make a move, immediately. Mahabara-kun, did you say everything that you wanted to? Yes. That's it for today. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Everyone, please bow to them. Class president, will you take the lead? Thank you very much. No, thank you for your valuable opinions. Thank you, everyone. Be careful on your way home. We all came back to Hinamizawa together, and it was time for us to part. As the class president, Mion gave everyone the notice we were dismissed. However, everyone stuck around to talk about what happened today. We came back to Hinamizawa on our bikes, so we didn't really get to talk with each other. Now that we'd gotten off of them, we finally got to say what we wanted. Those rotten adults! This is the first time that everyone in the class has gotten together and fought for someone like this. It reminds me of the dam conflict. Everyone's feelings are united. That's true. None of these kids participated in the conflict, even though they might remember it from when they were a baby. But what we did today was more polite than what they did in the dam conflict. No one is bleeding, and there are no bombs or riot police. Ha 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 ha. Unity is the best thing about Hinamizawa. I could make a joke here about Unity, but I'm not smart enough to, so I'm just gonna say, haha, look at that, Unity, haha, that's a software. That's true. This old man's blood is boiling for the first time in a while. Oh god, should I give Mion fucking wild voice? No, I don't think I will. The people in Hinamizawa all got together to fight against the dam project. Should I give Hanyuu Tori voice? Is anyone still around that remembers Tori? Oh well, we'll see. Everyone was working together as a team. Everyone working together as a team means a lot to the villagers here. If there's one person coming, two should throw rocks at him. If there are 2, 4 should do so. If there are 4, then 8. If there's 1,000, then the whole village should stand up and fight. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. That's gonna kill my throat even if it was a good joke. Which it's not. Because again, best girl. What's that? A figure of speech? It's something that our grandma used to say. She was trying to tell the villagers to band together and fight. Atakai. When there's one enemy, 2 should fight together, and when there are 1,000, the whole village should fight together. I see, she wanted the villagers to unite and defeat their enemies. It means more than that. Let's grab a drink here. Uniting to fight together is one thing, but it also means that the whole village should unite and fight for the sake of an individual. That's some good Powerade. Mountain Berry Blast flavor. Its real meaning is that everyone should share that individual's pain, sympathize with them, and fight for them too. Wow. It sounds very similar to what's happening right now. In other words, the battle we're fighting now represents Hinamizawa as a whole. I see. Everyone supported me, not because they were impressed by my speech, but because it's in their nature to unite like that. The classmates were all still sticking around and discussing the issues surrounding Satoko. For some of them, this was like a return of the dam conflict and also a big chance for those who never experienced it. It almost felt like a festival. Most of them thought that we didn't make much progress today, though. Mayabara-san! So their conclusion is that they're not going to save Hojo-san, right? Their answer wasn't that bad, but you're right in the sense that they'll watch her suffer. I live close to him, so I know what kind of guy that uncle is. He's not normal. We figured out the people at the Child Consultation Center don't understand anything. But we just can't give up after day either. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun seemed serious. They weren't just supporting me. They wanted to make a move themselves. Man, why the fuck did they not earn sprites? It's total bullshit. My boys, our little bros. We're going to have to work hard to save Hojo-san. Did they ever get sprites? I'm gonna Google this shit. Hold on. I gotta check this shit out. Komita Higurashi. Images. Motherfucker, he never got sprites in this version. Good sprites. It does look like he got sprites in the remakes and shit, but fuck that. What does? What is? Okay, never mind. All right, all right. Anyway. Yeah, I agree. It's hard to believe that these are the same innocent kids who are always running around the school. Are we talking about the same Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun? The ones who, were all gung-ho about eating this off of the same plate as Satoko and Nika-chan? And alright, sure. I'm really happy to see them so motivated. Of course we are. Satoko is our friend. Our nakama. We are going to save her. So please lend us your support again. No, Mayabara-san, this is our responsibility as her classmates. We're not fighting because you're asking us to. We're doing this because we want to. Fuck yeah. I'm impressed to hear that from you, Tomita-kun. Shall we go there again tomorrow? I don't think we should take any days off. Consistency is important. I agree with Ena-san. It's only going to end with the same result if we go there with the same people again. I think today was more effective because we were there with more people. And shall we go there with even more people tomorrow? Shall we? Okay, hold on. Okay, you heard that? This will keep bugging me. I hear this one. Give it a load. Fuck, I gotta stop or I'll just keep listening to that and drop the stream. Fuck, I love Umineko's soundtrack. Anyway, it's not quite the same. But I think the very beginning is very reminiscent of it, at the very least. Then I turned back towards everyone as she spoke. We all understood what she was trying to say. Not all children from Hinamizawa go to the Hinamizawa branch school. About half of them go to the school in Okinomiya. Those children are not our classmates, but they're still our friends from around the neighborhood. Hinamizawa is a small village, after all. They know Satoko as well as we do, and they also know what's going on with her right now. Rumors spread at the speed of light in Hinamizawa. Surrender now, or prepare to fight! I could tell that by now everyone in the village knows about my embarrassing history of overgoing punishments. I'll talk to Daisuke when I get home. I bet he'd come with us. I'll call my friends when I get back too. The school in Okinomiya isn't that far from the library. Oh wait, that was the same person. That's a good idea. I'll try and get more people too. This is turning out well. I think we can get at least 10 more people on our side. I'll try reaching out to a few of the old members of the kids club too. I think I can get at least... Wait. She doesn't mean her club, does she? Because that's like a very offhand throwaway mention of characters that don't exist anymore. If they were ever... That's interesting. I think I can at least 3 of them to come with us. I'll ask my friends from cram school, too. But none of them know about Satoko or her situation. They're just friends of mine, so it'll only be about 4 people. You have friends? Da, da, da. You think it might be difficult to get other adults involved? Well... The people on the town council don't want to have anything to do with the Hojo family. Because of what happened during the damn conflict. How about older people? Can't you get old people on our side, Rika-chan? Older people are bitter towards Satoko. And I'm getting ready to dump her like a rock. I mean, what? People who believe in the curse of Oyashiro-sama really think the Hojo family deserves what they get. We can only get more children, but no adults. How many of us will there be? At this rate, there are going to be about 17 more children. I don't know if they will all make it, but hopefully there will be more than 40 of us. 40 people. I'm impressed, Keiichi. You think 40 is enough, Rika-chan? What? I grinned and tapped Rika-chan's chest. Not enough! 40 is not enough to knock out those stubborn people. We need at least 20 more. I'm sure 60 people would intimidate them. But where can we get... Oh, Keiichi, are you gonna talk? I think I know. This is exciting because I don't remember this, the details of this. He's gonna ask the baseball team. You have no idea. My name is Mayabara Keiichi. If I say I'm going to accomplish something, I will. Is he? Is that what he's gonna do? Oh, I'm excited. He's an angel mort. He is. So that's the whole... Yes! Clap. I'm clapping. Oh, this makes me excited. Yes! I have such a big smile. So that's the whole story, Kameda-kun. We're going to launch our third attack tomorrow evening. Will you help us? I don't want to reject your request, Kay. We ate that jumbo parfait together. That was our vow as sworn brothers. I want to help you, Kay. But tomorrow is not a good day. What? Why is that, Kameda? You can't lend a hand to this poor innocent girl? Where's your pride as a two-dimensional warrior? You deserve a beating. Clench those teeth. Wait a minute, Kei-san. Please listen to me. I would help if it wasn't tomorrow. Of course, I love... I was not prepared for that. I'm not saying that. But I just can't tomorrow. Whoops. I gotta fix that. You bastard. Tell me, Kameda. I'll knock at least 3 of your teeth out if you can't make it because of your parents' funeral. I can't come tomorrow because... tomorrow is the dessert fiesta here at Angel Mort! What? What did you say? It's the dessert fiesta, Kei-san! Keiichi right now. It's the dessert fiesta of Angel Mort! It gets bonus points for using the Hiragana for Fiesta. I actually want an admission ticket. I'm not going to invite anyone but you. Let's go and pick out on those sweet I mean cakes. Omae wa mo shindeiru. I'm begging you. Keiichi-kun, I think you should let him go for tomorrow. No, I can't. I can't let him go. Kameda, you've dared to weigh cakes against a real little girl. You only gain the right to eat cake when you can save the girl. For starters, you don't have any understanding of how good Satoko is. Uh-oh. I'm worried about what's gonna happen when I read the next line. Listen, Satoko's charm is that which seems tsundere at first glance, but as you get set off her flags, she grows dere. She's a classic tsundere. Oh god, he was going there. You should understand that the greatest appeal of a tsundere lies in the gap between her tsun and dere. Normally, she's all tsun without an ounce of a but once you flip her switch, suddenly she's all dere. The gap between her on-off states is her charm. She's just like the first and last half of Higurashi's so. I love this. I love this so much. I love it. I love it. It makes me happy. I can't read it. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. She's. I have to get back into the zone. Okay. She's. She's just like the first and last half of Higurashi's plot itself. In other words, Satoko is the true Miss Higurashi. All right, we gotta screen cap that, of course, for posterity. On top of that, she has added spice of the little sister element that's growing standard now, as well as being a what? A soul uke? She's the new generation of heroine with a perfect level of rebellious spirit, making her grand descent into this world overflowing with romantically dependent heroines. You want to know how amazing her advent is? She's as incredible as a blonde princess alighting in an open field, but she's not a princess, so don't go spouting upload, or pass, please. If you can understand her appeal, then let's see if I can do this in one go. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. I mean. You've dared weigh cakes against a real little girl. You only gain the right to eat cake when you can save the girl. For starters, you don't have any understanding of how good Satoko is. Listen, Satoko's charm is that which seems tsundere at first, but as you set off her flag, she grows dere. She's a classic tsundere. You should understand that the greatest appeal of a tsundere lies in the gap between her tsun and her dere. Normally, she's all tsun without an ounce of eroticism, but once you flip her switch, she's suddenly dere. That gap between her on-off states is her charm. She's just like the first and last half of Higurashi's plot itself. In other words, Satoko is the true Miss Higurashi. On top of that, she has the added spice of the little sister element that's growing standard now, as well as being a soul uke. She's the new generation of heroine with a perfect level of rebellious spirit, making her grand descent into this world's overflowing romantically dependent heroines. You want to know how amazing her advent is? She's incredible as a blonde princess alighting in an open field, but she's not a goddess. So don't go spouting upload or pass, please. If you can't understand her appeal, then what are you? Where's your pride as a 2D warrior? What? Would you dare say you're moving to the fake 3D now with the increases in polygon count? You're a century too early. Our progenitors from the age when heroines were displayed in 256-bit with 8 colors, they found love in moe there, evolving their emotions to an even higher dimension. None of that was to escape into the 3D world. It was an evolution of love derived from their love of the real women. The statue of Venus and the Mona Lisa are the epitome of our progenitors' feelings of moe. By the way, I think the girl with the fewest pixels was Kay from Braga. Young people nowadays probably can't even tell that she's a girl. Oh, by the way, the princess of Dragon Buster was also amazing. She's wearing a short skirt and a crown, and she had a scepter. She even changed into a swimsuit and a bunny girl. Keiichi, you're doing it again. Keiichi, you're doing it again. Yes, we 2D warriors search for the truth behind those walls of pixels and polygons, seeking their true form. So how could you say that? So how that you could say you... That's why Microsoft named their... Wait, what? What? Hold the phone, what the fuck? Keiichi, what the fuck is... Wait, I need to read... Am I the only one who thinks she's the oldest cosplaying heroine in the history of Japanese arcade games? It's amazing that I was able to play those games for only 50 yen. But remember, we found our feelings of moe and the beautiful girls that lay beyond the 10x10 pixel art. Yes, we 2D warriors search for the truth behind those walls of pixels and polygons. Wait, is it not all here? Where's the part with Microsoft? Did it not even get added to this? What? What is happening? Okay, well, you know what? Fuck it. We're already off the rails here. We're doing something. Okay, and then I'm fucking up something else just to do this, so y'all better appreciate this dumb joke. I'm not even joke. This is serious business. Hold on. Let me fix my face. One more time. We're gonna do this from the top. Yes, yes, hello. This is so dumb. For starters, you don't have any understanding of how good Satoko is. Listen, Satoko's charm is that which seems tsundere at first glance, but as you set off her flag, she grows dere. She's a classic tsundere. You should understand that the greatest of appeal of a tsundere lies in the gap between her tsun and dere. Normally, she's all tsun without an ounce of eroticism, but once you flip her switch, she's on suddenly dere. That gap between her on-off states is her charm. She's just like the first and last half of Higurashi's plot itself. In other words, Satoko is the true Miss Higurashi. On top of that, she has the added spice of being the little sister element that's growing the glowing standard now, as well as being a soul uke. She's the new generation of heroine, though with a perfect level of rebellious spirit, making her grand descent into this world of overflowing with romantically dependent heroines. You want to know how amazing her advent is? She's incredible as a blonde princess, alighting in an open field, but she's not a goddess, so don't go spouting upload, or pass, please. If you can't understand her appeal, then who are you? Where's your pride as a 2D warrior? Alright, I think that's the end of it. I hope I didn't fuck up the other part. Nope, okay. Alright, enough of that madness. God, this is so dumb. I love it, but it's so fucking dumb. Keiichi, I love you so much. I wish I could see what the fuck Ryushi was ranting about fucking Sony, though. Oh well. I was so dumb. I can't. I can't. The fucking season is like, she's getting me again. This is so bad. Did I get bigger? I think I might have gotten bigger. Hold up. I don't think I was this big before. Hold on. This looks closer. Does it matter? I don't know. Or maybe I'm wrong and I just changed my size for no reason. I don't know. Let's get back to reading before I lose my shit again. I'm sorry. What was I thinking? What have I done? It's okay, Kameda. Mistakes are there so you can realize you've made them. You just realized your mistakes and became a better man. Take my hand. The door to the next millennium is right in front of you. Keiichi and Kameda couldn't seem to be having lots of fun. I have no idea what they're talking about. Don't bother, don't bother. I got it, Kei. On my honor as a man, I will help you save that girl. They have dessert fiestas 4 times a year. So what if I miss one of them? It's not a big deal. He seems so down. Me. By the way, Mion, you said you were going to give me 3 years worth of dessert fiesta admissions as a reward for the auction, right? I'll give you 1 year admission if you help me, Kameda-kun. No, thank you, Kay. I'm a man. I'd be ashamed of myself if I was saving this girl because I was getting a reward. Chi-chan, do you think we can do something for him? Do you? How about this? I'll remove his name from the blacklist. Blacklist? What's that? Normal customers don't know about this, huh? There are customers that cause trouble in this restaurant sometimes. Whenever they do something wrong, their name gets written on the blacklist. Once their name gets written down enough times, you're no longer allowed to enter the restaurant. Oh, God! Stop it now. I'm an Angel More Master. I would never behave so unmannered as to get myself on such a blacklist. You touched it. Dude, Kameda, not cool. You've touched a waitress improperly twice, called a waitress just to talk with her, and sold tickets outside of the restaurant. You'll be forbidden from entering after one more transgression. No way! I can't believe this. That's horrible! If I can't come to Angel Mort, I'll have no reason to live! However, I'm impressed that you're so willing to save Satoko. I'll erase your name from this list as a reward. Thank you so much! Thank you so much! Hey, Michan, does that black list really exist? This old man has no idea! Kameda-kun, thank you. Let me know if you can't get a ticket for the next dessert fiesta. I'll invite you. Hug! Hug! We reaffirmed our strong friendship. I love this. I love this. It's kind of gross, but I love it. Not because of the male friendship, but what they're friendshipping over. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll bring my baseball team members with me. I should be able to get at least 10 people. Holy shit. It sounds like her uncle is a really crazy guy. Wouldn't it be faster to just kick his ass rather than going to this child consultation center? Here's a question. Random thought. The baseball team should know Satoshi. And I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't want to get into all that. Anyway. We can't do that. Otherwise, he'd take revenge on Satoko-chan. I see. Of course, we can't commit murder either. All right. Of course. Yes, very good. Let's do it the right way. We don't want to get arrested by the police. 10 people is still not enough. You think you can get more people from somewhere? You need more people, huh? Let me take care of it. Kameda grinned at me, suddenly stood up and shouted. Hey, you guys, you heard everything, didn't you? For those who have a ticket for tomorrow, I'm not going to force you. But if you're free, give us a hand. Everyone in the restaurant looked at him. There were a lot of people around. The dessert fiesta is tomorrow, so shouldn't today have been just a normal day? They're not wrong, but the people who missed out on tickets for the dessert fiesta are here today. All these guys are regulars. I don't know their names, but we see each other all the time in this restaurant. What did you think about his story, guys? The longer I listen to it, the more upset I get. Isn't that right, my comrades? Locking a real girl up? I mean, I can't allow that to continue. I will punish any guy who can't be nice to a girl. He can do it in his imagination, but it's unacceptable in the real girl. Tell us to come with you, Kay. We admire your hunger. Wait, what? The Okinomiya Squadron is prepared to enact a rescue operation. Please give us the order to attack. This is Operation Satoko. Your mission starts tomorrow evening. Make sure your clock is on time and your will is written. This may be the day you die. I'm sorry, you guys. Thank you for your help. You don't even know her. We can't abandon her just because of a tiny thing like that. Besides, we know very much about Princess Satoko. My fellows enjoy indulging in the warm sentiments that fill our hearts when the young lady fails to notice a bit of cream stuck to her chin. What? Therefore, this is a personal matter for us as well. Alright, you guys! I'm gonna rely on you. You need to back me up, okay? Be ready to fight tomorrow evening. Yeah! K! Keiichi-kun is such a popular guy. He's popular with the town council, too. He seems to be popular in the most unexpected places. Lots of other people seem to respect him, too. Some of the waitresses here are also concerned about Satoko. They said they want to come and support us when they're off. Wow! I guess we have about 60 people now. We might get even more than that. So, is this the power to defeat fate? Mm. God, I thought of the fucking missing Higurashi line again. God, it was so good. Anyway. That night, I attended a meeting for the Watanagashi Festival Committee. Everyone assembled. Hinamizawa, assemble! Assembled at the meeting room in the Furude Shrine. I'd seen the building a few times, but I hadn't actually been inside before. Wait, weren't you inside to look at the stuff, like, yesterday? Oh, whatever. There were pictures depicting the history of the dam conflict on the wall. According to Mion, this assembly building had been used as the headquarters of the dam protest back in the day. There was a huge flag that said Onigafuchi Guardians hanging on the wall. People had written messages on it. I had been called to this meeting so I could introduce myself. While I'd been chosen to be the host of the auction several days ago, this was my first time actually attending a meeting. There were about 30 committee members in the room, and my dad and I were introduced. Oh, hey, Kei-chan's pops. Since I'm still a minor, I had to bring him along with me. I'd often heard the term parental rights recently because of Satoko's situation. Because of that, I had been thinking about the relationship between me and my dad. Being a minor and all. Something cold, joke I can't think of on short notice. Cold digging. The Mayabara family is a pretty happy one, I think. I'm blessed to have parents like them. Hello, I'm Mayabara Keiichi. This is my first time doing something like this, and I'm very nervous. But I'll do my best. Hear, hear! You do your best, young man! Their friendly smiles and applause made me realize again how welcoming people are in this village. I felt pressured as I thought about how big of a responsibility I was going to undertake at the festival. Since I looked so nervous, the leaders of the committee all came up to me and said that I could just act natural and do my thing. Thank you for offering my son such an important position. I'm sorry that I'm unable to participate in council activities due to my job, but I will do what I can to support my son. Clap, 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 clap. Clap, 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 clap. My dad must be used to making speeches. All right then, we'll break up into groups and start the meeting. It's going to last until 8:50 p.m. That is an oddly specific time. Okay. Please begin your discussions as soon as you can. The festival committee can be broken up into different teams like general affairs team, a construction team, a refreshment booth team, and a ceremony team. Each team has separate meetings. My dad and I were told to join the event team. But after all, we joined toward the end without knowing anything, and the festival was next Sunday too. I didn't understand anything they were saying, and I couldn't even express my opinions anyway. Nodding and pretending to participate in the proceedings was the most we could do. Near the end, I finally got the information about the auction I needed. I figured out what time I was supposed to be backstage and other stuff about my job like that. They asked me what I was going to wear, and I stopped short. I thought I could just wear my regular clothes, but they suggested that I should wear something more flashy, since I was the host of the event. But I don't have any clothes like that. How about a suit with a bow tie? That would make you look like a real MC. A bow tie? That's so embarrassing. I want to wear something more casual than that. How's the meeting going, Kei-chan? What you talking about? They're talking about what he's going to wear during the auction. If you don't have anything flashy to wear, I can get you something like that. Really? Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Keiichi's father. Dad, I don't trust him to get me proper clothes. I'm sure he won't get me anything for men. A bow tie is fine. I'll just wear that. If I didn't compromise on that, Iria and Mion would try and make me wear something outrageous. He'd also want me to wear women's clothes. You're part of this committee too, huh? Which team are you on? He's on the general affairs team, where he's in charge of first aid. We always ask for his help, since he's a doctor and all. All I have to do is give band-aids to people who trip and fall. Alright, I gotta pause for a minute here. Not like actually pause, but just, again, commentary. God, you could tell I'm starting to feel better since I'm back to doing all this shit. I guess that's a good sign that I'm back to, you know, constantly fucking interrupt. Like, we're still on the first chapter, and this is the second time. I would really have liked, you know, I think this is the one time, like, Keiichi's dad is actually, like, one of his relatives, and they're, like, I mean, it's only him and the mom, but you know, they're generally like 99% of the time just not there or not involved, except I think it's actually, is Outbreak, whatever that arc is called? I don't think that's going to be in the thing that's coming out next month. Anyway, it got an OVA movie type thing, and that was like the one time the parents were slightly more involved. Anyway, it was an OVA thing. It was very cool. Go watch it. Anyway, I would have liked to see, and maybe we'll get that, and I'm being a dumbass and jumping ahead, just to see more of the dad's perspective, watching Keiichi interact and like how he's meshed and stuff. And like honestly, like rewinding a little bit to that whole bit with Satoko, you could kind of like clearly by the time Ryukishi hit like Umineko, and definitely by the time you hit Takonia, it seems like he's in 7th expansion in general has moved away from trying to ape more stereotypical VNs, rom-coms, dating sims, however you want to phrase it. Dare I say eroge? I mean, whereas you can kind of get away with it here, like how you're the whole spiel about heroines and stuff. And I'm pretty sure, especially early Umineko has stuff like that too. Like I know, I'm sure, Battler does a few things. It's been years. Anyway, so maybe that's the reason why. I mean, again, once we get to Umineko, like there's fucking everyone is a character. So you know, I don't know. Random thoughts. Anyway, all I have to do is give band-aids to people who trip and fall. Yeah, it's an easy job. For the most part, I'm just drinking beer under the main tent. Yeah. It's nothing compared to your work, Mayabara Nyan. I'm looking forward to it. Nyan. Yeah. I'm going to drink barley tea with him too. You absolutely cannot shouldn't Keiichi's dad be like, oh my god, it's one of those girls that I fucking moved here for. Where's your friend? And Rika will be like, oh my god, he can see hanyuu. Oh, that's not gonna happen, is it? Oh, good evening, Mayabara-kun. Nice to see you too, Mayabara-san. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for being so nice to my son all the time. Mayabara-kun, are you ready for the auction? I'm looking forward to seeing your show. It felt weird to see Chie-sensei and the principal outside of school. Ika-chan, you're performing a dance at the festival, right? I heard it's right after my show. I'm looking forward to it. It's a traditional ceremony that she's performing. I'm sure you're nervous about it, huh? How do you feel this year? I'm used to it now, so I'm fine. You only done it once last year, but you're already used to it? Haha! Because, she's done it a lot more than once. I'm impressed. Mayabara-san! Oh, best boy. It's been a while. Oh, Oishi-san! It's nice to see you. Have you been practicing the Tsubame Gaishi? We should play together. You won't get better unless you play every day, you know? You know how to play Mahjong, Mayabara-kun? Oh, he knows how to play, doesn't he? Oh, he knows how to play, doesn't he? He's a pretty good player, too. Perhaps we really should start playing Mahjong in our club now. We should go and crush every Mahjong parlor in the city. Oishi-san thinks I'm an experienced player since I was practicing Tsubame Gaishi the other day. Why do people misunderstand me all the time? By the way, Mayabara-kun, I heard about that case. What case? About what you're planning to do tomorrow evening. A few of my staff members and I are going to be there as well. Nakano-san and Tomitake-san are coming too. We can't bring that many people, but I hope you'll let us join you. That's so nice of you! Thank you so much! Every person counts! Edie, I'm sorry that we can't do much to help her, but we still want to do something. This is what Takano-san suggested. Takano? Yes. She wanted to help somehow. She feels bad that she wasn't able to assist you the other day. Oh, are you talking about that rumor? The one saying that Mayabara-san's become the leader of a protest group or something? Even you know about it? You know about Satoko? Of course he does. He's very sensitive to rumors inside the village. It's my job. I'm very aware of what's going on with Satoko-san. Oishi-san, what do you think about her case? Oishi-san is, after all, a police officer. Could he maybe have an option? Other than going to the child consultation center? I also think that going to the consultation center is the smartest thing to do. Then you're also saying that there's no way to save her before something happens? We would probably do the same. We'd meet with him and tell him not to harm her. I'm sure a professional social worker can do a better job than that, though. They take care of these abuse issues better than the police can. The police only take action after something happens. But the child consultation center can make a move before it does. It'd be a lot easier for us if we could arrest criminals before they commit crimes. However, we need to be very careful about whom we arrest, you know. We don't want to lose our jobs. In that sense, there's nothing wrong with them saying they want to wait and see for a while. Me. Well, I don't think the child consultation center is being unreasonable. However, it must seem terrible from the point of view who know Satoko-san and Teppei-san. Oishi-san was exactly right. Screenshotable thing right there. They must be assuming that we're overreacting by making such a big fuss. It's only been a couple of days since he took her away. But that mindset can create huge problems. I'm sure they're going to call him tonight because we told them that she's been missing school for 3 days. They'll ask him why she hasn't gone to school. Teppei might beat her up for that. Ugh. I don't know. However, if he continues to keep her at home after the phone call, the child consultation center will probably make a move. I think they'll talk to him about it. So she might come to school tomorrow? That's possible. Teppei can't stay in Okinomiya for some reason. That's why he needs to stay at Satoko's house. I'm sure he doesn't want any further trouble. He can't stay in Okinomiya for some reason? That's right, for some reason. I heard that he had some kind of money-related trouble. You don't know about that, Sonozaki-san? I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean, Mion? There's a reason he wants to stay in Satoko's house? Well, yeah. Oh boy. This fucking boy will be the death of me. Teppei has money issues, so he can't live in Okinomiya anymore. He's hiding out in Hinamizawa until the trouble brews over. Then he should hide somewhere alone. Why would he try and drag Satoko-chan into this? You want Satoko as your maid, right? It's the same thing. Whoa! I mean, you're not entirely wrong, but whoa! No! That's not right! Maids are about love! There is love behind my desires. I'm totally against violence. A master should treat his maid with love. Let's just ignore that pervert for a moment. Also, where's Keiichi's dad's thought on all this? Because he's like right here, right? Like, what the fuck is he doing? So, Oishi-san, you think there's no choice but to let the child consultation center take care of it? I think that's the most realistic plan. There are certain steps that you need to follow. When you take a piss, you go to the toilet and pull down on your zipper. What the fuck is this analogy? First it's fucking... There's the fucking toast in Grand Blue the other day, and now this shit. Like, what? If you don't follow those steps, it ends in disaster. That's a gross way to put it, you disgusting old man. I'm sorry, I can't help you. But I do find Satoko-san's case unfortunate. I hope that everyone gets to have a happy ending. The Child Consultation Center is going to make their decision regardless. But what you guys are doing isn't against the law either. What you're doing, Mayabara-kun, is not a mistake. Don't give up. Do all you can do. I'll support you too. Thank you very much. We went there yesterday and today, and we're going to go there tomorrow too. I believe we can save her as long as we don't give up. 3 days in a row, huh? I heard you took 20 people with you today. Are you going to take that many tomorrow, too? Kei-chan is really talented when it comes to stuff like this. You'll be surprised. There's going to be 60 people tomorrow. My, that's amazing. I could see you becoming an active labor union leader when you grow up. God, imagine what a world that would be if we got somebody like Kei-chan as that. The head of our union is pretty deplorable. At that moment, I heard someone clapping. It was almost 9 p.m. The meeting was over. Everyone returned to their seats and listened to each section head's report on what they discussed. Incredible, Keiichi. You know so many people from the village. There are even more people that I don't know. Are you sure? You were talking with so many of them. I really am impressed. They're such nice people. Maybe I should be more involved with them too. You should. Inamizawa is all about helping each other. I know you're busy with your work, but you should be involved as much as you can. Oh, I like this. I'll talk with your mother about that, I think. Oh my god, I love this! I want to hug my computer. That's it for the meeting today. Next meeting is... oh, tomorrow! I'll see you all then. It will be the last major meeting before the festival. Thank you for coming today. Chairman, will you give us some closing remarks?
No, it's fine. Let's just go home and get some drinks. That's it for now. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.
Everyone laughed at... oh yeah, it was... I was guessing, but it was Kimiyoshi. Mayor Kimiyoshi's closing remarks. We finished cleaning up, and everyone began filing out of the building. Even though it was a weekday, some of them were going out for drinks. They asked my dad to go along with them. My dad isn't an ordinary worker. He can sleep in if he wants to, as long as he makes his deadlines. Keiichi, they want me to come for a drink, so I'm going, okay? Sure, have fun. I'm heading home now. Going home alone was kind of sad, so I thought I'd walk home with Mion, but she was still lingering at the meeting, talking with the mayor and other important people. She was probably busy with the festival being so near. As I contemplated whether to wait for her or not, Oishi-san came up to me. It just occurred to me, have we not heard Oishi-san's sexy jazz music since fucking Himatsubushi? That's sad. Good job at the meeting. How did you get here? I could give you a ride home if you want. I came here on my bike. Plus, I'm waiting for Mion. I see. You'll be waiting a while, though. They're discussing the trouble they had with the refreshment booth team. Trouble with the refreshment booth team? Seems like such a fun festival, but they still have some issues, huh? Oh, yes. It's hard to make adjustments this late. Shaved ice and yakisoba are always popular, so everyone wants to do those. But it'd be a problem if all the booths sold yakisoba, right? They need to make those kinds of adjustments, so there will be a variety of booths, but people get upset when they have to run a booth that's not going to make much money, you know? They suggest running the booths in rotation every year, but some people don't have enough staff to do certain kinds of booths, and other people claim their yakisoba is better than everyone else's. They also fight about locations and who to hire, etc., etc. I don't know if I'm just having a really good day or just have more energy than I have. I'm really, really enjoying this chapter. I mean, like this part, it's just, I really like to chill here, you know? I had no idea that the preparations for a festival were so complicated. Everything needs adjustments. I guess it sounds like boring adult talk for a young man like yourself. But adjustments are necessary to make things go smoothly. What you're doing at the child What you're doing at the Child Consultation Center is a secret adjustment in a way. Satoko-san and Teppei-san don't even know about it. Ugh. I guess you might be right. But we have no choice but to raise our voices. That's the only option we've got. No, I'm proud to see you do something like— oh, I see! If I was your age, all I'd be able to think of is attacking him in the dark. Man. Boy, she must have had no other plans. He stuck around while I waited for Mion. There was no one else around at that time of night. I would have felt pretty lonely if he hadn't been there with me. Oh. I'm glad Oishi stayed to town. Oh! He talked about Mahjong. Oh! Mahjong for a while. Its theory, techniques, and history. I rarely talked with a guy his age, so it was very interesting for me. Not sure if all, but okay. It's nice to interact with people from a different generation. That's true, sometimes. He's also a police officer. I was secretly hoping he'd give me a hint about how to save Satoko. In any case, I had to wonder what was taking me on so long. By the time Oishi-san finished his second cigarette, I started to think that maybe I should just go home for the night. I think I'm gonna head home. Miona's taking too long. I have something big to take care of after school tomorrow. Going to the child consultation center, you mean? Yes. I'm going to fight until they come up with a plan to save Satoko. Consistency is important. This is all we can do. Oishi-san smiled upon hearing my passionate words. I bet the child consultation center understands your point by now. You know, there's a limit to what you can do. Important to know when to quit. If you go too far, it will only make things more complicated. But I can't just let Satoko suffer. Of course you can't. I'm sure that the child consultation center won't leave her be either. They will help her. You sure? They might help her, but probably only after she gets hurt. If Satoko suffers irreversible mental trauma, it'll be too late. Well, she took out his third cigarette. That meant he was going to stay here until he finished it. Didn't feel like waiting here with him, though. I just wanted to go home and relax so I could prepare for tomorrow. I'm going home now. You know, Mayabara-san, there's something I wanted to tell you. The tone of his voice had changed slightly. Whatever it was, it sounded important. I stopped and turned around to face him. Actually, you see, I don't think you should go to the child consultation center tomorrow. Made your point already. Oishi, what's happening here? But we need to do this so we can save Satoko. They aren't getting how urgent the situation is. We have to make even more of a fuss if that's what it takes for them to understand. I think we'll make a bigger impact if we go there 3 days in a row. Trying to show them every courtesy, huh? But you know, Mayabara-san, sometimes you should just let sleeping dogs lie. What? Let me make this clear. This isn't a warning from the police, and no one told me to tell you this. I'm just giving you advice as your mahjong friend. The word advice didn't sound pleasant at all. I felt myself frowning involuntarily. You know what the child consultation center is thinking? You guys showed up 2 days in a row, and you brought 20 people with you today. They're afraid you'll show up again tomorrow. Haha, then why don't they just listen to us? I hope they're not planning to build a barricade so we can't get in the building tomorrow. No, they won't do that. Their job is to listen to these claims. They'll accept anyone who's come to make an appeal. They can't stop you from coming no matter how many times you show up. They know that too. Though they need to take care of the matter before you bring even more people and cause more trouble. You mean, have they already made the decision to save Satoko? Not quite. You've started making secret adjustments so that you can't come by to pressure them anymore. What do you mean? They made a secret adjustment so that I couldn't come bother them anymore? I felt confused. And then Oishi-san said something that almost sounded like a line from a political drama. These officials sometimes act a bit like the Yakuza. They don't want their badge disrespected. It's normal for them to ignore opinions opposing the decisions they've made, even if they realize their office is in the wrong. So if they listen to us, other people will come to the office to get their cases taken care of? That's exactly it. They don't want people challenging their decisions. They will listen to your appeal, but they'll never change their stance unless there's something odd going on. Plus, this time, Satoko-san's case is nothing special or noteworthy to them. He may have taken her away from where she lived, but it's a legal act since he has parental rights. Not like a parent without custody forcing his child to live with him. After all, he's the only blood relative she has. There's nothing, legally speaking, that prevents them from living together. But that's not the case with Satoko and her uncle. You know that too! You know how violently he abused her last year. That was last year. The Child Consultation Center can't do anything about it if he tells them that he feels remorse over what happened then. And more than anything, Satoko-san told them he's not abusing her. That's because Satoko last year relied on her brother, and she deeply regrets overburdening him. As far as she's concerned, seeking help feels like she's betraying her brother. I see. It might be very difficult to persuade the Child Consultation Center in that case. Well, anyway, for reasons like that, the center can't understand why you and your group is pressing the issue so hard. We're just trying to let them know that Teppei is a violent person, and that we can't let Satoko stay with him. But why? You weren't here in Inamizawa last year. I don't think you know much about Teppei-san. Why don't you go on a date with him or something like that? You might be surprised, Mayabara-kun. Why are you so sure that he's that dangerous? That was a hard question to answer. He was right. I didn't know much about Teppei. I'd never even seen his face. But I just know! Way back, in a different world, I didn't save Satoko. I just stood by, and I've seen the world where Satoko was irreversibly broken. We all cried. We all regretted it. I couldn't explain that to Oishi, though. My friends had understood my premonition. It's weird for someone to be so aggressive, just based on what he saw in his imagination. I mentioned it earlier, but sometimes a divorced couple battles for the custody of their child. The couple can sue each other, and sometimes their relatives sue the couple too. Some of them decide to sue their partner, not for the child, but just because they hate them. This case is a bit similar to something like that. It looks as though you're taking the actions because you hate Tojo Teppei. The Child Consultation Center needs to determine if you're doing this out of hate or out of genuine concern toward Satoko-san. Not all people go to the center out of goodwill like you. They can only make a decision after carefully determining if the information given by the petitioner is genuine or not. You need to understand that. Alright, so Oishi is being legit here, I think. I mean, you know. But anyway. So you're saying that because I was too direct with them, they've mistaken my appeal as one born of ill will? No, don't have to worry about that. Just please try to understand the situation that they have to evaluate it. Just please try to understand that they have to evaluate it carefully. Where did I get the situation? There's the word "the situation" is nowhere on the screen right now, is it? Oh, you're saying that just no, you don't have to worry about that. Just please try to understand that they have to evaluate. Yeah, wow, I don't know where I came up with that. They put a child under protection every time they get a report. The nation would careen out of control. That's right. I think there was a passage in the civil law book the center showed us the first day. The family or the prosecutor must make an appeal to the family court. Family issues have to be resolved within the family. An outside appeal might move the center to take action, but an outsider can't tell them how to respond. And when it comes to that, Satoko's only family is her uncle. Since her uncle obviously wasn't going to do anything about this, Satoko would have to seek help on her own. But Satoko is denying that she's being abused at all. This isn't going anywhere. The consultation center is simply hoping that you'll give up. They have other cases that need more urgent attention, but they're not sure yet if they should ask you to give up. And that's what I wanted to tell you today. What do you mean? I don't get it. Mayabara-san, when you visited them today, did they treat you better than yesterday? Yeah, a bit. You were taken to a bigger room, and the manager came to see us too. You might think that the manager is ranked just a little bit above the regular staff members. However, his position is as high as that of a section chief in a regular company. It's very difficult to achieve that position. The person you talked to today is actually a very powerful man. More than you could imagine. It's not normal for them to do that. The manager normally never shows up for a consultation. You need to recognize that the treatment you got today was a very special one. It never seemed that special to me. I thought we were taken to a big room because we went there with more people and Nana told them to adjust us. Because you were so well organized, they're suspecting that you're not the actual leader, and that the Sonozaki family are the ones behind this movement. I'm sure you know how powerful the Sonozaki family is in this village. I do, but it has nothing to do with the Sonozaki family. We're simply fighting to save our friend. Mion hasn't even mentioned her name. That's what the Child Consultation Center wanted to know. The normal routine to politely refuse a huge crowd of petitioners. However, Things would be different if this was Sonozaki Orio's idea. Oryo-san holds great sway in the city's government. No one can go against her wishes. No one. I'm aware that Mion's grandmother is very powerful, but that has nothing to do with this. In order to make that clear, the local government officials have approached the Sonozaki family in secret. They met Oryo-san and asked her about this case. They were going to take action if they found out that it was her idea, but they soon discovered otherwise. So, they're not going to take action anymore? It's not just that. Oryo-san is now aware that there's a commotion going on within the village. God, I wasn't ready for this. Oishi is just like fucking info dumping Keiichi right now. Fuck yeah. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but some people in the village still hold a grudge against the Hojo family, the traitors of the dam conflict. Ever since the curse of Oyashiro-sama, the Sonozaki family has been telling people not to interact with the Hojo family. You might wake up a sleeping dog if you continue to make all this noise. What happens if I wake the dog up? I don't know. Oishi paused for a while and drew on his short cigarette. I'm not saying that you'll be threatened or that they will hurt you. However, you've just moved here and you're starting to get to know people from the village, but soon enough, you might get to see the underside of this place. The issues between the Hojo family and the Sonozaki family. Well, village-wide matters have been slightly taboo in our group, but we may have to go down that road now. The fact that we haven't got any support from adults, except for the school teachers and Irie. Other adults in the village must know what happened between Satoko and Teppei last year. They all understand that it would be a disaster if we don't rescue Satoko as soon as possible. However, no adult came forward to help us. If we continue our movement, will the people who hate the Hojo family become our enemies too? That's possible. The Sonozaki family may get involved if you see the commotion. Ah, okay. So, as his mahjong buddy, Oishi, despite also having said he thinks Keiichi is doing the right thing, is also, for Keiichi's sake, and maybe also because of all his Sonozaki family craziness, is giving him a warning and advice. Hey, you're gonna get in some shit if you're not careful. I like this. His Oishi is best boy, as we know. The Sonozaki family may get involved if you continue this commotion. You could say that the Sonozaki family is anti-Hojo. Tell that to the fucking next head and her twin sister, but okay. If you try to save Satoko-san using people from Hinamizawa, that shows huge disrespect towards the Sonozaki family. It could create a huge problem. By that point, I knew. This was a warning, not just advice. An ignorant young man in Hinamizawa is making noise, trying to wake up a sleeping dog. I know you've taken a liking to this place, and that you're really doing your best here. That's why I thought I should let you know about this. I'm sorry if I upset you. Oh, I love Hinamizawa. Oh, I've made a decision to make this place my home. Double oh! I'm motivated about the big job I got for the festival, too. Would it really be wise for me to try and create all this trouble? I'm just speaking as your friend, nothing more. Oh! I'm not trying to threaten you or anything like that. I'm not trying to make you do anything you don't want to. I just wanted to give you this information. She smiled at me and then stomped on his cigarette. I thought I had just made the decision to do what was right, but was that only the stupid idea of an ignorant little boy? Did I need to grow up right now and think about this again? Dark clouds hung over my heart. But wait a minute. Did that mean I didn't even have the courage to risk losing something? Was I not brave enough to save Satoko at all? It had to be the red fire. Oh, there we go again! I couldn't give up, even if everybody else did. I had to I had to feel other people. I had to fill other people up with righteous flames, just like I was. What's the matter? What a bold smile you're wearing right now. Thank you for the valuable advice. But I can't give up, no matter what you tell me. I won't stop even if the whole world tells me to. Even if the whole world is against you, huh? You're a stronger man than I thought. If the whole world is telling me that I'm making a mistake, I'll have to stop and reevaluate myself. However, I've already talked about Satoko's case with my friends over and over again. This isn't just my idea. I'm confident that our decision is the very best one to make. I agree with you, Mayabara-san. Young people like you tend to make hasty and dangerous decisions. However, all of you are being very rational about this. You're making a democratic appeal. Just like Dr. Udia was saying, there's nothing wrong with your methods. I know! I'm positive that we're not making any mistakes. We're doing our best to save our friend. We're not going to give up just because we feel threatened. We are her true comrades, her nakama. I have faith in us, even if the rest of the world doesn't. That's what friendship is all about. You have a strong will. Not even my detectives is as strong as you are as strong as you are. Oishi-san gave me a wicked grin of admiration. God, I love these guys. I could tell from that grin. He wasn't trying to pressure me at all. It was exactly the opposite of that. It was! He had shared this information with me to confirm that I was ready to face this challenge. I didn't even have to consider whether his words were advice or a warning. Every man has many things he wants to keep believing in, even if others don't share that belief. Of course, it's important to listen to advice with sincerity, but some beliefs you still can't turn away from. That's what being a man is all about. I also have a strong will, you know. About 5 years ago, a person who was like a brother to me was killed. He was murdered? The case was declared solved, but I'm continuing my investigation alone because I suspect there's another person in control behind the scenes. The department told me that I was wasting my time. They told me to stop. Just like you, I can't give up. Are you getting close to finding out who did it? I don't know about that. Anyway, if your resolve is that strong, then there's nothing for you to fear. Just follow through on your beliefs. I'm often threatened to show more restraint if I want my full retirement pay to myself, but I've never given in. There's a lot of things we men can't convey without being unwavering. My, exactly right. We can't give up no matter how risky it will be. It's important to pursue your goal. Even if you end up playing into their hand, that's what being a man is about. You're going down, then go down fighting. You're right. Waffling between whether to go or go back isn't the attitude of a real man. We pancake. We don't waffle. That's how a man should be. We bumped our fists together, reaffirming that real men are the same regardless of their generation. It wouldn't be a simple road to saving Satoko, but I was never going to give up. Never give up. I was going to save her. I had no doubts about that. You have received new tips. Receptionist note sending them right back. Okay, but in case it crashes again, and that was a long chapter 7. My God, long chapter. All right, now let's read those tips. View new tips. Number 1. Oh no. I don't like how that one looks. Sorry, no relations. Babs and Buster Bunny.
No relation.
Please hold on a moment, I'll get her. Oreo-san, someone from the municipal government is calling.
Hello.
Oh, you can have wild voice.
Hello.
Hello, Shonozaki-san. This is Ida from the municipal government. Thank you very much for the ohagi the other day.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for your work at the Culture Festival. Also for providing that large parasol. How much does that thing cost? We use it every year, so we might as well buy one ourselves.
We borrowed that one from a teacher. I checked out the price, but the domestically made ones cost about 200,000 yen. Holy shit! I also found one made in China, and it's less than half the price.
I don't care if it's made in China or not. Just get one so we don't have to cause any more trouble for the teachers.
I mean, that's not a bad thing to say. We're actually ordering it already. Once it arrives, you might want to take a look at it and make a final decision. Also, we've been holding the same Edo-style tea ceremony for the past 3 years. We should probably get an instructor from a different style. Can you look into a new instructor for next year? Oh, I see. Will do, ma'am. Oh, that was audio. We'll find a different tea ceremony instructor. About that, advisor, I had something else to ask you about.
And here's me going on about a parasol, so what do you need?
We were wondering if you've heard anything about the case of Hojo Satoko-san and Hinamizawa?
Hojo Satoko. Huh? You're talking about that blasted Hojo girl. What did she do?
Well, she's recently moved in with her uncle, but she's being abused, apparently. Have you heard anything about it?
Her uncle? Satoko's being abused? I've never heard of anything like that.
Oh, well, if you don't know, that's okay. To tell you the truth, someone from Hinamizawa came to petition to the Child Consultation Center. According to the center, that petitioner was very persistent. The manager felt that it was better to talk with you if you already knew about it.
I don't know anything and I don't care. Why would I do anything with that pitiful child? The Sonozaki family has nothing to do with this.
Have you heard anything about it from the town council?
Oh, no. What are you saying? If Kimiyoshi was helping that blasted Hojo child, then the Sonozaki family would know about it. Who is petitioning the Child Consultation Center?
I heard some of her classmates were there. Well, as far as I know, anyway. I guess it's just something that her classmates are doing and the village has nothing to do with it?
Of course not. I don't know anything. The village has nothing to do with Satoko.
The contents of this conversation were forwarded to the Child Consultation Center. If Oreo wasn't behind the commotion, then they had no need to take her case seriously. The manager told his staff to listen to what the petitioners have to say, but to never say anything promising the girl's safety. That is fucked. Mayabara Keiichi-kun, guess a boy like that will grow up to be a political advocate in the future. That is super fucked. I'm not looking forward to this. Here we go. It's been 3 days since he told her to stay home. He got another call from that annoying teacher again, so he yelled at her and hung up the phone. Oh yeah, that'll do it. That woman is too persistent, Teppei thought. She won't give up that easily. He was sure that she'd call the Child Consultation Center again. The biggest reason why Teppei refused to let Satoko to go to school was his fear that she'd seek help on going there. She pretended like nothing was wrong when the social worker from the Child Consultation Center showed up, but that was only because he was right beside her. She'd probably betray him as soon as she got her chance, and the consultation center would show up immediately. No, maybe even the police would come and get him for assaulting Satoko. Oh god, so he did. Great. One of his friends had told him that the consultation center works with the police sometimes. Teppei had a lot of weight on his shoulders. Poor Teppei. If the police came, they'd end up questioning him about the other trouble he was involved in. Oh, woe is Teppei. He couldn't let that happen. All he needed was the money. Teppei could leave this awful village behind as soon as he found his brother's bank book. Teppei usually stayed at home as he found the way the other villagers looked at him unpleasant. So when playing mahjong with his friends, he played it at Satoko's house. But mahjong requires at least 4 people. When Teppei couldn't get that many people to come over, he just stayed home alone and watched TV instead. He started using this sample free time to sniff around the house for his treasure. Satoko would end up cleaning the mess he made. Besides, it wasn't his home anyway. What did it matter for him how much furniture he broke? He cleared out the closet and went up to the attic. He also pulled out all the chests and searched them thoroughly. His wife had been a pretty clever woman. She must have hid it somewhere very unusual. He measured up the whole first floor. He went up to the second floor to search some more. The next moment, Satoko went to try to tackle him. Not Nini's room! What the hell? No, you can't go inside Nini's room! Teppei immediately assumed that she was hiding the bank book in there. He threw her off and forced his way inside the room. However, Satoko tried to stop him with all of her might. It was amusing for Teppei to see Satoko resisting him to that extent, but it also surprised him a little. He asked her why she didn't want him to go into Satoshi's room. That room belongs to Nini. Nini will be hurt if he comes home and sees his room destroyed. You don't want me there just because it's your brother's room? You don't even know if he's still alive! Nini is alive! He will come back home! Ah, don't destroy his room! What are you saying? I'm not gonna destroy the room. I'm just trying to clean it up. Why would you have to save this room for someone who's not here anymore? I need to clean it up. No, you can't! Nee. The hell? You really don't want me to go inside, huh? Satoko's crazed behavior convinced him that he should stop provoking her for the moment. While Teppei was very talented at threatening people, despair makes cowards courageous. If he ignored Satoko and tore apart the room, she might just run away. He didn't want Satoko to be nearby, but he also couldn't let her run loose. Fine then! If you promise to be a good girl, I won't go inside this room. Alright? Got it? Yes! But if you make me mad, I'm gonna rip this room apart. You escape from this house or tell people about what's happening. Everything in there is gonna end up in the garbage. Got it? Yes, thank you for giving me a chance. Teppei was sure the bank book was inside Satoshi's room, but Satoko would lose it if he went inside. He wasn't pleased about the promise he made with her, but at least it would keep Satoko under control. This motherfucker. It might not hurt him to send her off to school. If he kept her home again tomorrow, that teacher might come to the house with the police in tow. He was only keeping her at home because he was afraid that Satoko would talk to other people. If she wasn't going to do that, it'd be better for him to send her to school. He'd sneak into Satoshi's room while she was out. Satoko, you've been a good girl, so I guess your cold is all better now. Go back to school tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God, this is fucking depressing. He was the one who told her to say thank you when he gives her approval to do something. Oh, that's so fucked. It annoyed him to hear her say it over and over. Get out of my sight, you little brat. Gah! So annoying. God, that's fucked. Alright, well, that was the long-ass chapter 7 of Higurashi no Nako Koro ni When They Cry, Minagoroshi.